Arman Tsarukyan just can't stay out of the headlines, and this time he's making waves both inside and outside the UFC. Former two-division champion Henry Cejudo revealed on a recent podcast that he's in talks to face Tsarukyan in a wrestling match at a RAF event. The idea immediately caught Kamaru Usman's attention, who reacted with surprise and questioned whether Henry should even take it, pointing out the massive size difference and Arman's elite wrestling credentials. Arman is already set to compete against Colby Covington at RAF 11 on July 18th, continuing his trend of taking on high-profile wrestling challenges while waiting for his next UFC fight. As for his MMA future, a rematch with Charles Oliveira is becoming an increasingly realistic option. Arman's manager, Sayat Abdrakhmanov, recently hinted that Charles is the most attractive matchup available right now, explaining that with Justin Gaethje unlikely to return anytime soon, staying active is more important than waiting around for the perfect opportunity. Let's dive into what Henry had to say.
But Arman's got his team, but I know there's probably something potentially sizzling between me and him, so, he's been pretty... Me and Arman Tsarukyan.
You guys are like 3 weight classes apart, or 4.
I'm the money weight Kamaru Dean.
Realistically, though, do you think you want to go in there and wrestle a guy that's 190 pounds?
I don't want to get into it too much, but there's going to be a catch weight where I go up. There's a potential he comes down and
catch weight or not.
No,
that's
for sure.
Of
course, there's a big size difference, but speed and experience is different too.
But listen, we talked about that. Remember when we first got on here, and it was Arman Tsarukyan versus Lance Palmer. And what did you say? Lance Palmer is going to do this and do that. And I said, bro, don't doubt this guy. This guy can actually wrestle.
Reporter John Morgan just dropped some interesting updates regarding Conor McGregor's future in the UFC, and it has the entire MMA community buzzing about how the Notorious is going to play out the final 2 fights on his current contract. Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson dove deep into the speculation to completely break down exactly what might be next for the Irish superstar. Starting with the massive McGregor versus Max Holloway rematch, the hosts analyzed the stylistic nature of the fight, pointing out that facing a high-volume striker like Max is actually a super logical return for McGregor at this stage in his career. But things got really interesting when they started talking about what happens if Conor actually loses this fight. The guys speculated on a few huge backup options, floating Michael Chandler as a very real possibility, despite Chandler's recent struggles inside the octagon. They also heavily debated whether closing out the contract with the legendary Nate Diaz trilogy is still a realistic option before McGregor walks away. Wrapping up the segment, Big John McCarthy chimed in to give his own specific veteran take on exactly how he sees the upcoming clash with Holloway playing out.
I know that, he does work out, but it's different. Yeah. When you are working out and keeping yourself, this is what, here's the difference. Max Holloway has been a consistent fighter from the day that he fought Conor McGregor, we'll say, continuously, all the way up until come July 11th or whatever it is of 2026. He has absolutely increased his ability as a fighter, while Conor's been sitting. And to sit there and there's the old adage, hey, if you're not 100% in, that means you're 100% out. And you can try to jump back in. And I know Conor's going to give it everything that he has in jumping back in, but it's a steep mountain to climb, because I do believe Conor in the first round, he can give anyone a go. Mm-hmm. But after that first round, at 170 pounds, no matter what.
Ian Machado Garry is firing back at Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he absolutely did not hold back. This all started a few days ago when Khabib was asked to break down Islam Makhachev's massive upcoming title clash with Garry at UFC 330. The Eagle was brutally honest, completely dismissing the Irish star's chances and stating he doesn't see a single path to victory for him. Pointing to Makhachev's insane 28-1 professional record and suffocating wrestling pressure, Khabib confidently promised that even though their camp isn't taking Garry lightly, Islam is just going to walk in there and completely dominate him. Well, Garry heard the noise and just dropped a massive response. During a brand new interview with Red Corner MMA, the challenger sent a cold-blooded warning right back at Team Khabib. Brushing off the heavy criticism, Garry reminded everyone that he's sitting on an elite 17-1 record himself and is fresh off huge dominant wins over top fighters like Carlos Prates and Belal Muhammad. Promising to use his massive striking advantage, Garry flat-out vowed to completely dismantle Islam on the feet and shock the world when they finally locked the octagon doors on August 15th.
Was Islam Makhachev the perfect champion you wanted to face, given what he's achieved, as well as giving you the opportunity to knock off the pound-for-pound #1 off his pedestal?
Listen, the body of work that he's done in the UFC is unbelievable. But make no mistake about it, when I fight Islam Makhachev on August 15th, I'm going to beat the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet. I'm going to beat the 2-weight world champion. I'm going to dismantle him. And when I do that, there is no doubts. It's undeniable. I will be the greatest fighter on the planet.
It's a fact, in my opinion, that when I'm the champion of the world, the welterweight division is better off. Firstly, Islam only fights once a year, so his next defense might be in July 2027. But the matchups, the stylistic matchups, they're very different. You have on the cards a potential rematch with Carlos Prates. That would be massive. You have on the cards a potential, arguably the biggest fight you can make in the sport at a certain point is a potential rematch with me and Shavkat Rakhmonov whenever he's able and capable to come back. If he ever comes back, I told you, if. You have a potential matchup with me and Michael Morales, Gabriel Bonfim. You have Sean Brady's in the mix. You have Medic coming up. The welterweight division is the greatest it's ever been.
Arman Tsarukyan just went completely scorched earth on Paddy Pimblett, publicly claiming the UFC manufactured his entire career by feeding him absolute trash cans. The top lightweight contender did not hold back when analyzing Pimblett's rise through the rankings. Tsarukyan brutally stated that Paddy possesses absolutely no level to actually compete with the top 5 guys in the division. He accused the promotion of intentionally pushing Pimblett as much as possible by giving him easy matchups, only to gift him his massive title fight against Justin Gaethje for nothing more than his popularity and microphone skills. Arman made sure to let his personal feelings be known too, finishing off the vicious rant by bluntly calling the Scouser a piece of shit. While Arman is completely destroying Paddy's resume, Justin Gaethje just backed up that disrespect by confirming he had absolute control over Paddy on the mat. Justin believes the MMA world still massively underestimates his ground game, bluntly stating that he could have easily submitted the Scouser if he actually wanted to. The highlight fired a massive warning to the rest of the lightweight division, promising fans that he's been working on his grappling relentlessly ever since that Charles Oliveira submission loss. Do you think Paddy Pimblett can become a UFC champion one day? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe and turn on bell notifications to make sure you never miss daily MMA news.